Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the Underground Runaround podcast. This is episode 51. I'm your host, Brad Ross. We're back again with my co-host, who's muted right now already, Pav Daddy, with the thumbs up for the visual crowd, and our good friend, Keith Francilio, baby. What's going on, Keith? How you doing?
How's it going, buddy? I'm doing well.
All right. We'll talk to Mr. Pav. I'm gonna let him talk, and you guys have at it. And I'll be back.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you watch the football games this weekend or no?
Parts of them.
I was going to be like, which one did you think was the biggest statement? But if you didn't fucking watch them.
The biggest statement was Josh Allen losing. Right?
Okay.
And like him struggling in the last couple games. And
that's the thing, right? I agree, because what's it come down to? Your quarterback's got to fucking ball out. And he did last year against Kansas City. They lost. I get it, but he balled the fuck out. And that wasn't on him.
It really makes me hope that like Bears fans can be prepared for disappointment in Justin Fields, because he's nowhere near as like good throwing the ball as Josh Allen.
Oh, no.
So, I mean, like the idea that all of a sudden you're going to put weapons around Justin Fields and that team's going to be this much better, it's like, oh, man, unless he can learn how to throw the fuck, which at this, it's funny how they're like, well, he's going to get better throwing the ball. They realize that he's in the top level of sports, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you're going to learn in the top level of sports. That's when you're going to learn how to throw a football. Okay. Okay. I got you.
And how good is he, honestly? Even like, okay, he could run the ball. He doesn't run smart. That guy gets licked all the time. The way he runs is he can't hold up. You're not going to hold up like that. You know what I mean?
But the Bears media and Bears fans love him. They say they're great. They say he's great. They were wanting him to not play the last game of the year to save him for next year. If Justin Fields is so good, why were the Bears the worst fucking team in football last year? I'm sorry. It bothers me. It absolutely bothers me as a Packers fan who takes nothing but shit from these fucking turds who root for this team who has the worst front office in the history of sports. To just even listen to them say that Justin Fields is good. You're sitting on the number 1 overall pick. Fuck Justin Fields. Get rid of him. Trade him. Get something for him. And use that pick.
Trade the pick and just
even better. Get some assets. Asset it up. If you're that bad, blow it up. If you throw enough shit to the wall and get enough picks, something's gonna stick. Draft 4 fucking quarterbacks. Who gives a shit? Let them all play 1 quarter a game till you figure it out. Hey, they haven't had a quarterback since longer than I've been alive. They need to do something.
They're obviously not good at scouting quarterbacks. Right?
Yeah, I wonder why that is. Like, seriously, I don't know how to scout football.
Quarterbacks high, and there's been great quarterbacks that were drafted in later rounds.
Right, that they've legitimately missed, but I mean everybody, right? Not all great quarterbacks are drafted in the first round.
The Bears aren't the only one. Most teams can't draft a fucking quarterback. Let's be real.
The Bears don't draft well, generally speaking. Anyway, they're a really poorly drafting team, and it's unfortunate. Like, the Bears have had some amazing teams that haven't gotten it done. Like, just ridiculous defensive teams. Like Peanut Tillman and Urlacher and Robbie Gould. I mean,
Mike Brown, dude. Everybody forgets, like, when they were really good defensively, they had Mike Brown and Brian Urlacher. And, like, those two guys commanding the rest of the defense just made that defense so fucking good, dude.
They were so good at, like, stripping the ball, too.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. Yeah. But their offense was just dog shit. Complete
That was dude, it's
now,
such a bummer for Lovie
And then they
Smith.
brought in the Canadian dude, Trestman with Cutler, and they got good offensively, and then they forgot how to play defense. And that was after they ran Lovie Smith out of town for no good reason.
He was 10-6.
He was fantastic.
10-6 and missed the playoffs.
How do you get fired?
They got rid of him
at 10-6.
I don't think he should have got fired this year. The Texans, what the fuck do you expect with the team that they put in front of them? That was
terrific.
They were so bad.
Because Davis Mills won a couple games at the end of the year last year. That's why they thought, Davis Mills is going to be the guy. But the best part about that is that they won their last game and gave the Bears
Oh, I
their
love it.
pick. That's terrific.
That's Lovie Smith being like, "Fuck you, bitch."
I love it. I love it. But anyway, let's get right into it. We're gonna get back to football. We'll get back to football.
Yep.
Something came up today. So we've been doing it underground for the last, I don't know, 16, 17 business days. We've done a break through eBay, like auctions, where we like playing them all out ahead of time. So like we break one case or one break Monday through Friday at noon every day. That's what we're doing. When we sell it the night before. We've seen a lot of new people, like a lot of new like people to the hobby, and a lot of people don't know what breaks are. Like our eBay traffic is through the roof. Like numbers are as high as they were when we were at like the peak of our consignment, where we were, listing 50 cards a day every day nonstop. And get the question, what's a first Bowman card, or what's the most valuable baseball card? And we're not talking about collecting and what you like. And these are legitimate questions like, hey, this isn't how you have to approach the hobby, but if this is what you're looking for, then the most valuable baseball card is more often than not a first Bowman card. And then the follow-up question is, well, where do you get the first Bowman card? And that's something not everybody understands because there's so many different Bowman products. So like people think that all Bowman products are created equally, I think. And that's just a misconception that needs to be cleared up, because Bowman Platinum might be the worst thing to have ever existed. Except for like their one-on-ones. They'll make some really nice like sparkly foil cards.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. They'll have a nice 3-color relic or patch in there somewhere. And they'll sneak a few cards in, but 99.9% of that entire print is just oof.
Yeah.
Right there at gallery. So like it's not all the same, it's not all equal. And there's a lot of terrific products, but there's some bad ones, and that's the thing. So all you need to know, it's very simple for first Bowman cards. For anyone who's new and looking to buy product to get a first Bowman card in paper or chrome, well, that's not true because there's 3 products. The first one is Bowman Baseball that comes out every spring. That does have paper and chrome. It comes out in a hobby box, which is 1 auto per box, a jumbo box, which is 3 autos per box, and then various retail formats, retail boxes, blaster boxes. I don't think they make hangers for Bowman. They make those multi-packs, right?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah.
They did. They were having the multi-packs but they didn't have multi-packs this year, right? I don't remember seeing that.
I think they did. I used to stash them every year, but I'm not.
They had the fat packs, like the 32 or whatever the fuck it was, 24 cards, but I don't remember seeing them. I remember the 2020s because that was huge. Because 2020s,
yeah, for sure. So then you have all that retail, paper, chrome. Then in the fall time, generally speaking, you get Bowman Chrome, which is exclusively chrome cards, no paper. And then in the winter time, you get Bowman Draft, which is paper and chrome. I'm sorry, let's backtrack a little bit. The Bowman Chrome format comes in a hobby and an HTA. The hobby is 2 autos per box with base cards. The HTA is 3 autos. That's it. No base cards at all. Just hits. If you want just hits, that's a really terrific format. And it usually sells for a few dollars more per box than the hobby format for whatever reason. I don't know if that's necessarily the best value, but sure, have at it. Because you could get really murdered on a box that way. At least with some base cards, you have something. So it's more riskier, I guess, more riskier type of box. But honestly, all things being equal, I would probably choose that box over a hobby. Personally, not speaking, I'm not talking business wise, but
that's because Brad loves paper.
Oh, love paper. Nothing's better than a Bowman paper card. And then the last thing, the last Bowman product that has a first Bowman card potential, or that features the first Bowman card, is Bowman Draft. That is a hobby only product. So we're gonna get to the other Bowman retail products in a minute. But it used to not be the only hobby-only Bowman product. Now it is. It comes in a jumbo and a super jumbo. Jumbo is 3 autos per box. Super jumbo is 5 autos per box. Paper and chrome out the wazoo. Each format might like hobby is supposed to be the only, or jumbo is supposed to be the only format that has orange refractors. But I've always found them in different formats throughout the years. Everything always ends up in the wrong thing. And now we have light boxes in draft. We have light boxes in fall Bowman Chrome. And then you have the mega box now in Bowman Chrome. Up until, 2 years ago, Bowman Chrome was a hobby-only product, too.
Yeah.
There was no mega box. There was no retail box or light box. And then Spring Bowman was the only one that had the retail. That was the only one. And now they've opened that door up a little bit more to just expand access to the first Bowman without having to drop a ton of money, because it is a pricey box, especially when you talk about draft. You get into draft, and that's where you're going to see a ton of money. But if anybody's looking, that's all you need to know. The very most simple basics of Bowman. If you're looking for first Bowman, you're only going to find them in Bowman Baseball, which is the spring release, Bowman Chrome, and Bowman Draft. That's it. Not Bowman Platinum, not Bowman Sterling, which is a terrific product. I like it. Black Atomic Refractors, yes, please. Sign me up twice. Those are remarkable. And they have like dual and triple autos. Very cool stuff you can find in Sterling. I didn't mean to stop and talk about Sterling. I like it. But not Bowman Inception, not Bowman Heritage, not any other type of Bowman you can think of. There's a ton more Bowmans. I'm just drawing a blank because I'm trying to name them on the spot. Not Bowman's Best. None of those products. Although Bowman's Best might be my all-time favorite product, hands down, as a collector. 10 million %. Probably Bowman's Best. As a collector, absolutely my favorite. What else? Anything else about Bowman you guys want to talk about? First Bowman, as far as it pertains to the significance of it, anything like that?
To just, you never, like, I know we've seen, especially recently, you will still have first Bowman logos on multiple releases, right? So not just on
it does happen.
Bowman. Yep. So that is something to keep an eye out for, because that could, I don't know how much that really messes with print runs, but like things like that, guys that don't have first Bowmans, right? They're out there.
That's true.
We talk about Matty Merv. Matty Merv should have a first Bowman by now, and Cubs fans will go after it, but he doesn't. I don't think Judge ever had one. Period. He had a 2013 because it was.
He did, but so here's the thing: 2013s didn't have the first.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's Chris Bryant too, right, Pav? 2013.
The Chris Bryant thing it wasn't even released in 2013.
Right.
It was in what the fuck product was it in? It was in
Inception.
Inception.
It was Bowman Inception before they stopped making it for a few years.
Yeah.
And then his 2014
How
Bowman,
crazy is that?
I think, has the first logo on it though. So
because
he had that
that's true.
the hometown cards, which I love. They're like some of my favorite Bowman. They're on paper only, but they're nice. They're cool cards. But yeah, I mean, it's always something to look at. There are more. I wonder. I guess flagship low number would still be maybe a little more valuable.
Well, but I don't know, because if you take the low number equivalent of the Bowman,
that's true. Yeah. I mean, what's the number? Like, no one's beaten the Trout card yet, baseball wise, right? Or the Honus Wagner, and I mean,
no,
that's not a modern.
The
no
Trout
modern card.
one is,
and that was Bowman, right?
Bowman
so,
Chrome.
Yeah,
Bowman Draft.
I mean, so you can say, depending on your collector, right? I would say depending on who your buyer, seller, whatever, however you want to look at it, there's a product out there for everyone. I love Bowman, but some people love Topps flagship more. Like Strom, when we had him on, he was a flagship, more of a flagship.
Topps Chrome is what he said.
Yeah,
he said he likes the rookie card, but I agree too, because I'm not a prospector.
Yeah,
100%. But you have to understand what Topps Chrome is too. Topps Chrome is every bit of a 100+ rookie checklist, and you have to actually sit down and ask yourself, how many rookies in baseball do I know right now, and how many are actually playing every day?
Yep.
Not even anywhere. Not even 10% of the 100. Maybe 20%, including all the pitchers, are actually like big league rostered, currently playing players. Now, of those players, which ones are actually playing well, and which ones are playing well enough to even have hobby value? It's an incredibly hard product to get the right cards, but the singles are going to be expensive because of that. So it's not like there's a good or bad way to go about it. Yeah, you can go buy your single, or yeah, you can buy into a few breaks and try it that way, or however you want to do it. I don't think there's a wrong way, but you have to understand getting into it. That's also a very expensive path too, but it might seem approachable because they have retail formats that are very cheap. And excuse me, even some years the hobby boxes can be cheap, but just the odds to get what you're looking for is just nuts because there's so much of it.
Yeah.
There's so much of it. The checklist is so major. If you buy a hobby box, they do make Chrome in 2 different formats of hobby. Chrome hobby with 2 autos and hobby and jumbo.
Yep.
And then jumbo has 5 autos. And if you have the 100+ rookie checklist and you're only getting 2 autos a box, I mean, what are your odds?
Yeah.
What are your odds of getting the guy you want? 2%, but then you have to think about some of the worst players. I don't know this to be true, but it has to be. They have to sign more autos than some of the most desirable people. Now, sometimes that works out in reverse when a player they don't see coming pans out, and you can go backtrack through products. I don't have an example, but I know it's been done before. The sleeper player that shows up later that you were never looking at. It does happen from time to time, but generally speaking, that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Now I just want best. I just want best.
Yeah, I want best too, and it still hasn't been formally announced. So it's hard to, I don't know what to do. But and then the weird thing is with the big product dump we had right before Christmas where they dumped like 6 releases out. Now from last week's releases, there's going to be a lull as of now until February 15th. So it's almost like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Where February 15th, as of right now, is 2023 Series 1. So there you go, boys and girls. Mark your calendars. The Underground Runaround podcast is telling you that February 15th is the street date for 2023 Top Series 1 baseball, and it's the next baseball release currently with a date on the calendar. That could change. It probably is going to change, but we still haven't gotten Gold Label from 22. We still haven't gotten Bowman Inception, which is a release that's coming. We still haven't gotten Bowman's Best, which is another one that we know is coming. There's a few more. Topps Gilded or something like that. Chrome Sonic, the Sonic Chrome we don't know about. There's a multitude of 22 releases that aren't here yet, and 23 is coming. So I'm okay with it as long as we don't do this again next year, because this is the wrong time of the year. Like Christmas time, and Bowman Chrome came out and Draft came out a month later. Like the whole flow of the year was messed up, and it's not a knock on anybody. I hope with them starting the 23 stuff on schedule that as we move into this next year that we have a smoother release date, because we miss so many good products in season, like Finest, what we're breaking a lot of right now. Yeah. That's a break that product and talk about who's doing what in baseball right now. Like that's a different type of break. I don't know, at least for the style of how I do it. And you just want the stuff in the season so you can talk about the players. It's more exciting. So I think we'll get back to it. It's just things have been out of whack since COVID and the acquisition of the licenses, and then Fanatics buying Topps and all that. So who knows? Who knows? I hope baseball cards get back on track, because I really do like where the market's trending. Everything seems to be getting back to an approachable level for all different types of collectors, investor, flipper people, whoever wants to play can play now, and it's not hard to get them what they need. If they want the high end shit or the middle of the shelf or the bottom of the shelf, whatever they're looking for, you can You can go find it now, so that's
it's
always a
stable.
good part.
Yeah, it is. It does seem a lot
Stabilizing
better.
for sure.
Yeah.
The prices aren't terrific, but they're getting to where they need to be, and it's
They're
just
not
gonna
horrible.
take
Yeah,
it's
you
gonna
can
take a
go.
little more time, I think, but it is what it is.
I expect some of these products to be a little more expensive, which is fine, but I feel like they've gone down. Like I feel like prices have,
Some have, yeah, for sure.
yeah, except for the update. Tops will fix that bullshit after they've had some big issues, but they're gonna. I have faith. We'll see how Series 1 is. They're gonna have to put out a decent checklist, but I know Rutschman's in there and things like that, so they shouldn't have too hard of a time. They should be able to pull it off. Look at Pav. Pav, are you doing like research for days or what? Jeez.
So here's the thing about Rutschman.
All day, dude. I do research. That's all I do.
So the one thing I can tell you about the 23 Series 1, sorry I was sneezing, by the way. The thing I can tell you about Series 1 is on the little pre-sale flyer I got, there was no names named. And usually they name some names, especially for the flagship releases. They usually say, hey, look for the rookie cards of so-and-so and such and such. And yeah, we know Adley's one, but it didn't tell us anybody else. Like, they didn't give us much. So
I know Morel's got to be in there, right? I'm not going to speculate, but Jesus, you're right. They got it. You want to sell a product? Make that product sellable.
Listen,
Then why don't they
last
fucking
year,
release it?
2022 baseball releases have Greg Deichmann autos in them in every fucking product. He didn't make a single appearance in spring training or Major League Baseball for the Cubs. He's not even in the organization. He's gone, and he signed Cubs cards all year. That's just what Cubs fans want. So I get how the things work. I'm not, talking shit, but it's just what we're dealing with. So I don't want to speculate that there's going to be a Morel. It took forever to get Suzuki. We're not getting any top Suzuki autos. Panini's got them. I mean, what the hell?
Hey, you pulled me one.
So I don't know. Those are weird things that I wish we knew. But it is what it is.
You know what it's time for? That drum roll sounds legit on your table.
Oh, this is a big time pressed board commercial packing table.
Oh.
You know why? Because I got tired of having my fucking table squeak when I was doing breaks. If I put my arms on the table, I had like a folding table, a black folding table with my stuff on it.
Yeah.
And like anytime you'd move or like I'm a big human, you'd touch it, it would make noise and it just drove me nuts. So I got the sturdiest. This thing almost killed me when I was putting it together. Like the legs like actually lag bolt into the top. Like it's sturdy.
So now you have a real man's table.
Oh yeah, and it's deep. So like I can't even touch the wall, It's great. I have room. I have room to do my job.
For activities.
I have 3 monitors and, a case of cards and all my supplies are right here and you need an area to put the cards. In some cases I have 3,000 cards, you need a spot. Hell, I even have an overhead camera set up here where I can take this third monitor out of the way temporarily and have help pre-open packs, and it's it's on camera, it's all legit, good to go. We have capabilities, but it's all because of this pack. It's a commercial packing table, is what it's called. It has little cutouts where you can actually wire electrical outlets into them.
Damn.
Hell yeah, dude, it's badass. Yeah, one right here on all the posts. It has some other like pre-drilled out holes for stuff that I don't even know what it's for, but Pav probably knows.
Pav probably invented it.
He's probably on mute. What's he doing over there?
It's for stuff. Those holes are for stuff.
Oh, I know they're for stuff. I just forget what.
So,
go ahead.
We're going to review something here. Last week, we've had, I think we've been doing it for 3 weeks now. Brad's definitely in the lead on the NFL pick'em. I think by 1 pick. But, yeah, I finished 2 cups in the last like 45 minutes of tea. By the way,
dude, I had man, where's Chick? I wish Chick was here.
I'm binging.
He sent me the link to this website to buy this tea, and I bought this tea called Earl Grey Midnight. So it's just black tea, Earl Grey or whatever.
Earl Grey's
my-
good. That's
and
the one black I like.
Well, I hadn't opened it. It was the last one I hadn't opened. I bought 6 different teas. I'm like, oh, it's just black tea. I'm not in the mood for just black tea, whatever. Well, my wife, she's on the tea train now too, boys. Everybody,
Of course.
yeah, of course. So I did 2 breaks this afternoon. Hit the gym, did the leg day, came home, hit the shower, had dinner, protein, all that nonsense. She goes, "You want some tea?" Said, "Fucking A, right? I want some tea." She goes, "What do you want?" I said, "Whatever you want." So then I hopped in the shower. I'm like, just when it's done, pour it in one of them stainless steel dudes, so it stays warm forever. But like, it still takes time to get drinkable. And I come out, and she's like, "Oh, I just made the Earl Grey or whatever," but it's Earl Grey Midnight, and I don't know what it is because she threw the bag away. She bought like these containers, and dude, smooth as shit, terrific,
Good. Okay.
terrific, just
The
fucking
anticipation
terrific.
was killing me there.
The
Because
tea,
I didn't
dude.
know if it was going to go bad or good.
So I have had one I didn't like, but it was a fruit tea. It was a berry blast or something. It was too much berries.
You're fruity.
Yeah, it was wild.
Chamomile or whatever the fuck. To
I
this
got
day-
some samplers. I got to try the old chamomile.
Oh, God. It's just fucking disgusting.
Give me your cocktail. Fruit.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Did you know what that's from?
That's a great movie.
Here we go. Oh, you actually know this one?
Me?
Fuck yeah, he
Yeah.
knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Is this some Midwest bullshit?
No.
No,
You should
no.
know this one. I don't know if you should know this one, but you should know this one.
Give me your cocktail fruit.
Yeah, give me your cocktail.
Except he
Fruit.
says, yeah, it says like,
You said it like that. I'm going with the.
Yeah, there's a pause in it.
No, it's not. It's
the
not
Squirrel Master.
Yeah, the Squirrel Master, Tommy Chong.
It's fun.
You expect me to fucking know Tommy Chong?
Dude, it's not a Cheech and Chong movie though.
Oh yeah, but it's still. I mean, I know.
I mean,
Cheech
it's
and Chong
about-
from
I
Cheech and
mean, I
Chong,
get-
like just.
Whatever.
It's half baked.
Yeah. You never seen Half Baked with Dave Chappelle
I have seen Half Baked.
when he's in
It's,
jail?
it's that's
that in
fucking
Half
Harlan
Baked?
Williams, right? Yeah, he's in jail, and then fucking the big black guy's like, "Give me your cocktail, fruit," and then Tommy Chong comes and protects him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm out of here soon, man. You better." And he's like, "Dude, Nasty Nate, remember Nasty Nate?"
I probably didn't even know
Yes.
because when that movie came
Oh
out, I
my
was so
God.
fucking young.
Oh my god, dude! You know what's funny is that movie's funny. Dave Chappelle's funny.
You just
like-
lost your train of thought. And now
No,
you're
because
trying to cover it up.
I've talked to Brad about this before, like in Home Improvement.
Because I went back and watched Home Improvement over. I probably talked about it on here, but Dave Chappelle and fucking Jim Brewer were in like an early episode of fucking Home
They are.
Improvement.
They are.
They're like audience
No
members,
shit.
and
Yeah,
Tim gives them advice for like on their girlfriends and stuff, how to talk to their women.
He's a big Met fan. Huge Met fan. I've
Tim
run
Allen?
into No, fucking Jim Brewer. He
Jim
goes
Brewer-
to all the
Jim
games. So like
Brewer's fucking awesome, dude.
he sat right. He sat right next to us. His cousin was a cheerleader at my high school, so he'd come to all football games.
Well, all right then. You know what has absolutely nothing to do with Jim Brewer? Well, hang on. We didn't even finish the fucking segment. Time out. We gotta
No,
get this
we
show
didn't even
back on
start
track.
it because I don't know who it was. Jake, someone had to mention fucking tea. And
Oh
that-
yeah.
I mean, once it goes into that, once you mention tea, you change the mood.
Welcome to the Underground Runaround, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
I'm your
it's
host, Brad
positive.
Ross. Back again with
This
my
all stems
co-host,
from the fruit tea.
Pav Daddy. The fucking fruit tea.
That's where
The-
it went. That's right.
I had a nut one though. Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Fucking
we're
nut
not making
tea.
nut jokes.
Oh my goodness. I need to pull that up. I need to see. We got to do this another time, boys. I gotta pull my order history. Have that. I don't have that ready.
So according to last week,
Yes.
Everyone got at least one pick wrong. So, Pav Daddy, we'll start with you. Pav took Kansas City, Philly, Buffalo, and the Niners. So, the only thing you got wrong, obviously, was Buffalo Bills. So, not bad,
And
Pav.
and I feel like I
And
only
that's
picked them
respectable.
as like a sympathy pick. I'm a terrible person, you know.
A
But
sympathy
that's what
pick
you do.
for what?
You're not as bad as the people who think that it's a conspiracy.
Like
Oh, they
if I
think he's
didn't,
dead?
if
These
I
people are
didn't,
fucking
Hey,
nuts.
have you heard that?
no,
Oh
no,
my
Oh
God.
yeah.
no.
So the only
They
reason
think
I
he's
said
dead.
that is because there's really people out there. So, old Mr. Hamlin was
Yeah.
at the Bills game.
Yeah,
Okay, they put him in a suite, but then no one saw his face. Whatever, blah blah blah. But these people really think that this
Michael
man is
Jackson.
dead, and they got like a body double going around
Yeah.
with his fucking mom and shit in on it
Yep.
too. Like everybody's in on it. Like what the fuck? Oh my god, people.
They're fucking nuts.
Internet people are gone mad with their conspiracies. So yeah, I get it. You do CPR on a guy, you're gonna break his ribs and shit. Like I've legitimately been trained as part of my apprenticeship. We had to do a CPR class, and then we had to do a refresher every fucking year. Like I've never done CPR to anybody. I hope I would never have to do it, but I have like done it on a dummy, and I know where you're supposed to push. And you would in fact like break their fucking sternum if you were doing it. How they fucking teach you to do it properly and hard and all of that, and opening the airways up and doing the fucking compression. Oh yeah, you'd be crushing them. So
Yep.
whenever he's walking around doing good, whatever, I don't know, but people are really, I couldn't even believe that that's the thing. People blow my mind
Well,
every day.
I mean, unfortunately, yeah, he didn't help him out at all, and they played like absolute fucking shit, and it was a garbage game. Not for Cincy. I think Cincy fucking sent a message, which is perfectly fine. Joe Burrow is a beast. And Josh Allen, now there's way more questions going into this offseason than the Bills have had in years. So that's not good for them.
I mean, it's typical Bills though. I'm not, I mean,
It is.
let's just say it. How the Bills, what they go 4 times? How many times have been in the Super Bowl and not gotten it done? I mean,
Yep.
they're the definition of failure. Buffalo is like failure personified, because not only do they suck at the worst level, because they suck at trying to be the best, because they're trying their ass off. And how much worse is it to lose the Super Bowl than it is to go fucking 0-17? You know what I mean? By the time that 10th loss comes around, you probably get numb to it for the year. I'm sure it sucks, but it ain't as bad as losing the Super Bowl. That's got to kill you. And the Bills do it year in and year out, it seems like. And then they suck forever, and then they get good again. And now they're doing this thing where they can't get over the hump either. So
Just stuck. I mean, that is a shitty feeling. But speaking of that game, Brad, the lone man that picked the Cincinnati Bengals. Well done.
I mean, how
Well
you
done.
pick against fucking Joe Burrow? That dude's made for it.
Yeah.
I love it.
But here was your downfall.
I
You
had
took-
to though. I had to. That's okay.
You did. That was your outside pick. You
Lawrence
took the
is-
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Lawrence is showing why he was drafted number 1. You know what I mean?
You're not allowed to do that.
Oh yeah, probably not a good thing. But anyway, that's not what
T-Law,
I meant. That's the
I think-
projection.
And I'm still not sold on that kid. I'm still not sold on him.
Really? He's so
No.
good.
In what fucking way? What has he done? What has he done in a shit division? I don't know.
Okay,
I'm not
that's
sold
fair.
on him.
It's not
He could be
great.
good. He could be good.
Because
But I'm not-
because Christian Kirk is his best receiver. That's why. And Evan Ingram.
He's gonna have what's his name?
He
next
brought
week.
Evan Ingram back from the dead. Absolutely back from the dead. Evan Ingram's
Yeah.
career is on life support, and he was like one of the best tight ends in football this year. So yeah, Lawrence is doing something.
You watch.
You watch.
T-Law is not. He'll stay like this, and he'll have little peaks. And yeah,
I thought we're
he's
not
in
allowed
that
to do that. Hey, what is
Phillip
it?
Rivers. Phillip Rivers. I do a wave, my friend. Wave.
Phillip
baby.
Rivers, huh? No, that's
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers is already, his replacement is
That's-
already in
Josh Allen.
in town. Oh my, Herbert is fucking Phillip Rivers 2.0. Who said Justin Herbert was good? Like I don't know. I'm not sold on Herbert because I don't understand
Yeah, I can.
how
No, I can.
a team year in and year out like the Chargers put up gaudy offensive numbers like they do, even when they did it with Phillip Rivers, and they don't ever make
Can't
any
get it
noise
done.
either. No one ever takes them seriously. They never get shit done. How is that always the case? Why can't
They
they do
play
it?
in a fucking hell of a division, though. I mean, at least their division's good. Says the guy over there shaking his head. Unbelievable. I don't want to hear it. You're the worst team. You're the
Justin
worst
Fields
team in
has
your division by a long.
8.6 yards per carry. Oh well, maybe you should play running back, Pav.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
Draft
Pat.
a quarterback.
Because I'm selling
I know.
Justin
He's
Fields.
not. Pav's not even trying to tell us Justin Fields is good, and
Dude,
I'm
me and
jumping down his throat.
me and my brother take so much shit because we're always
great.
like, dude, he fucking. Because my little brother loves the Bears, and he's like, oh, you know, it's like, no, dude, they're so much further away than you think.
Oh yeah.
Well,
And what makes it worse though is like in the NFL, like the gap between the best and the worst gets even smaller than college. So like the
Yeah.
worst team isn't that far away from being competitive, but it's like some teams. How did you
that's
get
very
so
true.
bad? Like how
Yep.
does some teams get so bad? It becomes a question because even like the worst guy that's not going to make an NFL roster is just an absolute savage at his college. Like wherever he came from, he was the fucking man. And now that guy isn't good enough, to play. It's so close. I don't know how close it is. I've never experienced nothing like it. But it's got to be. It's gonna be like
Not a
this,
lot.
man. So like those the Jaguars are the perfect example. How bad were they last year? Where they win like 2-3 games last year? They were terrible.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer kicking fucking kickers. And
Yeah, you got a
shit.
real coach there now.
Yeah, and a quarterback.
And a good quarterback. Yeah.
So yeah, they turned it around pretty quick.
Yeah.
And granted, they kind of had like 2 first-round picks. Although Trayvon Walker, their defensive lineman they took, he didn't do so great for being a number 1 pick. But their number 1 pick from last year, Travis Etienne, missed the entire season last year.
Yeah.
He played all year for him this year. So it was kind of like they had 2 first-round picks, which helps. 2, a new coach, a quarterback with a year of failure under his belt. Feeling good about having a better coach, I'm sure. So yeah, I don't know. Football.
And then I can't leave out the intern. The intern also, he got the rest right, but also picked with you on Jacksonville.
Did he
He copied it.
Did he send in his pick, or is he forced in? Are we all forced into picks this week?
Oh. Yeah, Kenny's got to send him in. He can't take a fucking week off.
Yeah, what's this? We'll get picks from Kenny. I don't know what he's doing,
but we only have 2 games, so let's pick them.
Right. Well, one of them, I mean, I can only pick the Bengals.
Okay. And what do you think about that one, Pav?
You kind of have to go with Bengals, right?
Yeah.
Mahomes is hurt.
That's the one.
No. Time out. I saw him running today. I saw
him running. I saw him running. He's good to go.
They said he's got a high ankle sprain. How the fuck is he running?
That's true, dude. If you have a high ankle sprain, that's like bad.
It was a Pat McAfee clip on TikTok. So it's legit. It was a legit clip. And they showed him.
And he was running.
He was jogging on the practice field.
Damn, dude.
Days after a high ankle sprain's bad news.
Yeah.
But he made a good point. He said there's no way the Chiefs would have him on the field if they were worried about him like not being able to play.
That's true. Because he doesn't need he knows that offense. He could drive that offense, but
yeah,
he doesn't need to practice on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to. He can be perfectly fine without it. Damn,
right.
Now I have doubts. I was all Cincy, and now I'm gonna have. All right. I mean, the smart thing is the Bengals. After watching what they did last week, and knowing that Patrick Mahomes may not be 100%, I feel like we're going to go back to the Brady thing. I feel like Mahomes is going to prove us wrong every fucking year.
that could happen.
You know what I mean? Like he's gonna come out this week and throw for fucking 385 and fucking three or four tutties. And
Travis Kelce has a field day.
Oh my god!
But no, that's not going to happen. It's going to be the fucking Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase show.
Yeah. All right. So Bengals.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I could jump on that.
absolutely. I would have picked them even with Mahomes being healthy. I think they have the better weapons. And Mahomes not being able to move at 100%. That's the X factor. That's the confidence on top of the cake. So,
All right, now we get to find out whether or not you hurt my feelings. The early game, the 3:00 game. My Philadelphia Eagles versus the shit out west, which is the San Francisco 49ers. I think Pav is going to go.
You know, it's funny because it's two perfectly shitty cities, and you have to. I'm just saying.
bang, Niner gang.
What's wrong with Philly? Why is Philly a shitty city? The fans?
They think cheesesteaks are good food.
Hey, you have any statues of athletes in Philly?
It's all about the Italian beef.
Is it what's the most prominent statue of an athlete in Philly?
Oh yeah, tell him, Keith. Go ahead, tell him about
me?
that statue. Yeah, in Philly statue. Tell him.
I know you're trying to
tell
bait
him.
me.
Hey, tell him
You're
about
trying to
that
bait
statue.
Is it still Sylvester Stallone? Is that the one?
No.
Portraying a fictional character, perhaps?
A fictional character?
What about the Philly?
Let's put a statue. Let's put a
Nick
statue
Foles.
of
Big Dick
a
Nick.
make-believe fucking character.
Oh, is that what
This is who
fictional
we're gonna
means?
do.
Is that
We're
what
gonna-
fictional means? He's not real?
And
And they made a statue in real life of him? And he's not real, though.
More people.
But he's in the city
I'm just saying.
where they have cheesesteaks and not Italian beefs.
You mean to tell me
Oh, my goodness.
that Philly cheesesteaks are not as good as an Italian beef?
Yes, I mean to tell you exactly this. Yes. Not even on the same
Well,
level.
the world disagrees with you, sir. And let me explain something to you. More people take a picture or want to see the Rocky statue than any fucking dirtball fucking thing in Chicago. You go ahead and tell me one thing I could go to Chicago and be
Hang
like,
on. I
what a
believe
great
you.
fucking city.
I believe you.
They're all from Philly.
I believe you, bro. 100%.
That's it's like people from all over the world take a picture in front of like the marquee at Wrigley Field and all that good
Okay,
stuff.
no. The marquee at Wrigley Field is a thing.
No, you know the one thing about Chicago I don't understand, and I guess I'd have to maybe live in the
bean.
city or have some culture. But yeah, fuck that bean. What is that fucking bean? The
What's
people.
it called? It's called.
It has a
Cloud
name.
Something.
Oh, that stupid teardrop thing?
Yeah, it's the bean.
It's a
the
bean.
little
It looks
thing?
like a bean.
It's a bean.
Yeah, what the fuck is
People take pictures at that like
It's
it's
supposed to be a reflection of, like, you could see the reflection of the skyline of Chicago in it, but it's really stupid. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
awful.
great.
People
Good
like
job,
go
guys. Good
go
job.
look at
Good
it.
job, Chicago.
They like visit it.
Believe
Why
it.
would you
That's
visit
fuck-
Now they're gonna lose their football team.
Right. It's gonna be
go to
hilarious.
Arlington.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
All right.
I may actually go to a game though when it moves to Arlington.
Okay, so Pav said two
Yes.
shitty cities, and we got
Yeah,
off
okay.
track.
6 minutes
Okay.
ago.
All right. It's tough because I think this is gonna be a really close game.
You really don't like Keith? Have you ever had an Italian beef?
Yes, once.
But I can't.
Oh,
I can't-
interesting.
I can't in good
was good.
faith pick any team from Philly.
All right.
Ooh.
Niners it is.
Oh,
Niners it
Shit.
is.
You piece of shit.
It's
Oh,
not
my
my
goodness.
fault.
It's not my fault, dude.
so here's the thing. Here's what's gonna happen.
It's Philly's fault.
Here's what's going to happen, and I don't know why this is gonna happen, but
He's just trying to drive me fucking nuts.
but
He's
I
slowly
think-
working into a.
Philly needs to be aware of the hangover because they just murdered the Giants.
And the Giants
didn't
were the
get-
worst team.
And they didn't get
left in the
tested.
playoffs.
And the Giants were feeling good because they just they came off a big win. But
Versus another fucking shitty team.
but if the
Yes, they
Eagles
did.
can get some pressure on fucking Purdy and like somehow make the game ugly, which really should play into the fucking Niners' favor, but They gotta fuck with this kid. Someone's gotta shake this kid. Someone's gotta hit this kid. Something's gotta happen to this kid. Because until that, he's looking like the best quarterback the Niners have. Like he's just playing football.
You went the right direction there, because I heard on Carton today he tried to say that Brock Purdy's better than fucking Jalen Hurts. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not. I didn't say no way.
He's just a game manager.
Yeah, he's
That's what
doing
was so
exactly
impressive
what he
about
needs to do for that team, and
so,
that's
like-
deadly. That's Trent Dilfer and the Ravens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's that, and that's what you're dealing with. So
Okay.
if the Eagles can't get to him, and they can't stretch the field, it's not going to be the cakewalk they just had. I guess is all I'm saying. The Niners are
going to be a tough game.
Yeah,
It's going to be a tough game.
so
That's usually that's the playoff design. The bye team gets the shittiest.
that's what I'm
team
saying.
back.
I think the shitty game favors the Niners, dude. The ugly game. I got to pick the Niners. Sitting here talking about it, because if it gets ugly, I don't know. I'm sorry, the Eagles have no run game. Miles Sanders is fucking trash. Trash cans, trash bags, hefty trash, trash on trash.
Hey, research man, why don't you
Nope.
go ahead and tell me, Pap Daddy? Why don't you go ahead and tell me where
please.
the Eagles rank in rushing this year?
Yeah,
Why don't you go
probably-
ahead and let me know where? Let me know who had over 1,000 yards rushing. Let me know what quarterback ran for 12 touchdowns.
Yeah, the quarterback.
Look at
He's
Miles
the cool-
Sanders. Miles Sanders is a top 5 running back in the NFL, and it's not debatable. It's not.
That's
the guy has
fucked
less
up.
carries. The guy has less carries and still has 1,200 fucking yards.
That shows you just how fucking boring the Philadelphia
beast.
Eagles are at football. This is terrible.
Two
This is
receivers
news
over
to me.
1,000 yards.
Yeah, that's all they
Every
got.
down lineman of their starting 4 has over 10 sacks. What other team does that? None.
Oh, it's not going to
Don't
happen.
worry. Don't worry.
Is Miles
More
Sanders
confident.
really that good though? Because he's fucking
Yeah, he's
terrible.
fucking awesome. No, I love him. I fucking love him.
I'm sticking with Miles Sanders being trash.
Okay.
Sorry,
He's
Miles
fucking-
Sanders,
he's-
wherever you're at, buddy. Sorry, you're
Poor
gonna be
guy.
you're gonna be the
Poor
reason
guy.
you guys lose on Sunday.
He's probably going to be in
Said it
Buffalo
here on the
next year.
pod.
You know,
He's gonna put a hit squad out for me.
yeah.
Watch it. If he fumbles, Keith, I just want you to know I'm going
Oh,
straight
God.
to your inbox, bud. If anything goes wrong with Miles Sanders, because he's the only one that I think is a liability on the Eagles, because I think they're a fucking phenomenal team. But if Hurts can't do it all himself, and if he needs some help, who knows?
Here's a hot take for you.
Oh,
Oh,
boy. Oh,
oh, there it
I'm-
is. Top 50.
He's about to say
I think
this.
you mean Keith.
And here's the thing on running backs is that running backs in the NFL are the most interchangeable position on the field, in that you can draft somebody in the 7th fucking
Yes.
round this year, and they will be a competent replacement for whoever you had in there last year.
Yeah, so long as
I
they
don't
the
know
playbook.
about and I don't know
Yeah.
about confident replacement. But if they can understand the scheme, a lot of teams can do it. So, like
But
the way
I-
the Eagles run the RPO, there's
Run-
a lot of backs.
Running backs now are they're fucking 3 to 5 years, and that's it. And then they are like an elite level running back is elite for 3 to 5 years, and then fucking toast. And then the next young guy comes in and takes his spot, and that's you have to rotate your guys like that nowadays. Just to I don't know.
Look at the kid for the Chiefs, Pacheco. Kid out of Rutgers. I mean, who the fuck, other than Ray Rice, obviously, who the fuck are you drafting out of Rutgers?
All right.
Like, crazy shit.
Gentlemen, we have royally fucked up this episode of the
Every
Underground
fucking
Runaround podcast,
Well, you made a fucking outrageous
as we
pick.
always have. So to go with everything I discussed about it, I officially take the 49ers to win the football game, and I guarantee you that's who Kenny picks. Guaranteed that's his pick, so I don't even need to ask that one. Sorry about your shitty Eagles, Keith. We'll talk next week, and I'll send you some tissues or something.
And you're gonna say, "Well, Keith, I was wrong." Oh, Keith, I was wrong. Wow,
Sure,
are they
100%.
good? What a good football team.
Miles Sanders is so good at carrying balls.
Watch him run for 260.
That'd be
Do you
hilarious.
think either of the NFC teams has a chance in the Super Bowl?
The NFC team, the
Yeah,
Either of them.
The Niners for sure.
Versus either AFC team.
They're the two top defenses in the NFL. Number 1 and number 2 are Niners and Eagles, and then defense plus a decent. It's a matter of if Joe Burrow's that guy that if he goes off, I don't care who the fuck you are, you ain't stopping him. Period. But I don't know. He was stopped last year. They got to the Super Bowl and they weren't them.
All right. Well, anyway, Philly, they need a different Neil for starters. I don't know what else they could do to improve. How could Philly get better, Pav? We should do a whole episode on that. How do you improve Philly? Just go at them.
Burn it to the ground.
Oh my goodness.
Step
Oh my
number one.
goodness.
Yeah, it's just where the fucking Constitution was written and shit.
Outrageous.
Oh,
Do you hear him?
Founding fathers and shit.
Let me go.
Keith,
Let me
this has
go
gotten
back.
too extreme for my liking.
Let's focus on what happened 250 years ago.
Yeah, it's only the most important American historical document. No big deal.
No, not at all, apparently.
I'm just saying, you guys ruined it.
Ruined it how? In what fucking way, Pat?
Fair point. You put a statue up of a fucking fake guy. That's how you ruined it. In a place where you wrote the fucking Constitution. Keith, you're digging your own grave here, buddy. You're digging your own grave.
Let's go see the Liberty Bell and go see Rocky Balboa, baby. This is a vacation for the ages.
Yo, Adrian.
You know how that crack got in the Liberty Bell? Rocky Balboa. Boom!
I thought it was a speed bag and
I like one Philly. I like one fucking Philly team, and now we're gonna get going on Sylvester Stallone. It's Rocky. Every fucking American knows who Rocky fucking Balboa is.
Oh my God.
Terrific movie. Terrific movie. Not real.
Have
Not
you
real,
not
no.
seen
I don't watch
Have you
Rocky
not
and tell my
seen
kids
the
they can
Bill
do
Burr?
that too.
the Bill Burr fucking in Philly rant?
No,
I don't
it's
know.
probably
If I
fucking hilarious, but I don't need it.
You
I don't need a
you
20-minute
to
lecture
watch
on
it.
fucking Bill Burr.
Oh my God, you need to watch it. That's all I'll say.
Let me guess. He trashes
sometime-
fucking Sylvester Stallone.
Oh my God.
Fucking idiot.
It is like the greatest blow up on stage by a comedian ever. Like he blows up on because it's in Philly, and like I don't know, it's amazing.
All right, look. So we wasted all the
Love
time.
it.
We ruined
Love
it.
it.
So Scott Rowland's in the Hall of Fame.
Pav loves it.
What do you got?
He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Sorry.
I don't know. Now, maybe he does, but you're setting a really shitty fucking precedent because I believe that if you let Roland in, there's a bunch of guys now lined up. And I know someone was asking, like Brad, to talk about Mark Grace, like things like that. Like, I don't know the exact statistics. I'm sure you could pull them up. Like, is that a comparison? I already started it on Twitter today for my rebuttal to this. If you put Scott Rowland in the fucking Hall of Fame, the man I was named after should be in the fucking Hall of Fame too. Keith Hernandez, the mustache himself. Like, there's people you need to put in. Because Mark Grace, growing up, we all watched him. That was in our like prime kid days. No one goes, oh yeah, I want to be Scott Rowland. He wasn't even he wasn't a big guy. He wasn't one of the big timers that I thought about when I thought about baseball. And I feel like a Hall of Fame is like, there's a group of big time guys from us growing up that we were like, dude, these guys are fucking insanely good at baseball. Like Barry Bonds, like Ken Griffey Jr., like
Right.
those big name guys.
And it's
Maybe it is shifting, and that's okay. I mean, whatever. But that's a new precedent.
it's not the same position, but it's the same time period, and I just don't understand how he gets in. And Andrew Jones is still at like 58%.
100%. Yep.
Yeah, he hit 250 or whatever. Won more Gold Gloves, hit more home runs. Had more production as a hitter, more defense as a defender. Fuck your WAR at that point, because now it doesn't make sense. Because here we are, where and I don't know their length of their careers. I'm not staring at their stats, but if you're talking about production and defense, I'm picking Andrew Jones over Scott Rowland.
He changed the game. Andrew Jones changed games
Every time.
not the game, but he
But
changed.
I've been complaining that the fact that he's not a Hall of Famer is just disgusting. Period. Forever now. Anytime we talk about it, and then you continue to see these guys get in, and yeah, Roland probably gets in, probably, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's where
the defense gets him in. If you're asking me, why is Roland a Hall of Famer? And I say because what does he have? 5 Gold Gloves?
I think he has 8.
8?
Does he have 8? I think he has 8. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
He has 8.
And Andrew Jones has 10, right? I think 10 Gold Gloves.
Andrew Jones, yeah. I mean, I distinctly remember as a kid going, knowing you're not putting it past him. He was it.
So
he was
Andrew
it.
Jones has 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, you swap out, like, you sacrifice his average and his power gain to Scott's offensive numbers, and then you throw in that he's a better defender. How are we not having a different conversation right now?
Yeah. And I think that's where it's at. Where is that what we're doing?
And I don't know what type of stolen bases numbers we're looking at too. You know, I don't know. But it's weird to me. That's all.
Yeah, something tells me Roland didn't steal a lot of bags, but
He had over 100.
Roland did?
Yeah.
Over like what? How long did he play? Like 16?
17.
Yeah. But
Scott Rowland had a higher OPS than Andrew Jones.
that's one stat. Less
Right.
Gold Gloves.
Well, I mean,
Again.
like OPS is like if you're
It's a
going,
good stat.
if
how
you're
much?
going run production,
How much are we? Yeah, by how much?
just like 30 points.
That's
But I mean,
like-
30 points is significant.
Sure,
at
over that length of time,
Right.
it's clearly a little bit better.
I think like you know, Wayne was really on this earlier, and like he's
Yeah, I didn't see none of that. I didn't see.
He talked about Chipper Jones and fucking Adrian Beltre and all those guys, right? And how like he sees them. Well, if you look, Scott Rowland had a higher average WAR per 162 than Chipper Jones, Adrian Beltre, and the only people
that makes me
that's
think
just
that
'cause you don't
stat
like
is
math.
fucking insignificant.
That's why I hate war, because you say things like that and it blows my mind, and I'm not having it.
No, Chipper fucking Larry.
Yeah,
no.
Larry,
but I mean,
Larry Wayne, you're telling me your stupid fucking war number says Scotty Rowland's better than Larry Wayne Jones?
Not here.
No way.
Scott Rowland also he took a big L in 2004. Fucking Barry Bonds was an MVP, you know, and Scott Rowland had a fucking insane season that year. But it doesn't count because
so is Scott Rowland on steroids?
I wouldn't think so.
Why not?
Because he never hit 60.
But if he had a monster year,
if he was on steroids, he probably would have hit 60.
Oh no, you opened up a can of worms. Scotty Rowland, steroids? You can't trust anybody from that era putting up those kind of numbers. Scotty,
but like as far as like
Scotty OPS.
I don't know. It's tough.
I don't
know.
I think they have to let more people in now. You have to.
I just want my steroid
I don't think
dudes
so.
in.
I think
Let him in. Sauced up. Harold Baines is in. I'm sorry. Harold Baines is. You can't come back from that one.
I don't know.
And it's the hardest Hall of Fame to get into. Still.
Right. And you watered it down with a few bad ones.
Legit. Like, what the fuck? The hardest Hall of Fame to get into it, but is it now?
But
I mean, think about how
here's
long
the other
baseball
problem
has
with
existed as a sport.
It is the hardest Hall of Fame to get into.
Scott Rowland's a top 10 third baseman all time.
It's the hardest Hall of Fame to get into.
In the top 10 at that position. So, like, if you've had hundreds, fucking, where are we at and how long it's been played? 140 years. We're almost to our 140th year of like MLB, of Major League Baseball, and fucking Scott Rowland's top 10 third baseman. So I'd say like being in that fucking group, you probably deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
See, I wouldn't look at it that way. And I'll put this in this. I'm not changing subjects here, but if that's like telling me if in the UFC, is there going to be as many heavyweight UFC fighters in the Hall of Fame as there is welterweights? Fuck no. Why? Because the welterweight division was a bunch of fucking beasts. And if you look at a baseball field, there's certain positions where there's just fucking beasts. Outfield is most of your fucking big names are come from the outfield, right? Some shortstops.
Because
Shortstop's
it's
actually
hitters,
a little
though.
weaker. Yeah, but I'm still saying like third base, just because he was one of the best third basemen.
But you think
doesn't
about
mean
like
fucking
the
good.
people that are like listed as the greatest outfielders of all time. We're not talking about guys that won Gold Gloves when we do that, right? We're talking about fucking Babe Ruth and Barry Bonds and guys like that who lit up the offensive stats.
Well, Barry Bonds won a Gold Glove. Roberto Clemente won like fucking 12 or 13 or some shit. Hall of Famer.
They exist, but that's not like.
Yeah,
Griffey won some Gold Gloves.
Oh shit, my man.
Hmm.
Every time I think about him, he's so fucking good. That's a.
Simon, it's
I'm Ken
tough.
Griffey Jr. Let's play Major League Baseball.
And that's the problem for like Mark Grace, right? Because he played first base.
Yeah.
So it's like there's
and it is.
many guys that played first base better than Mark Grace. So that's what makes it tough for him. So like even but that's the thing is like even when he was playing, the average first baseman is, you know, he wasn't that much better than the average first baseman because it's such a stacked position all the time.
Fair enough.
He's got to lead first baseman in DUIs though.
Definitely.
Mark Grace? Was he a Dewey guy? He got a lot.
Bad.
Big time. He lost his commentator job over that, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is he with
That's
anybody
tough.
now though? He was a Diamondbacks dude, and they canned him over it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it wasn't like his first one either. I think they had like given him a pass, and he still got. I could be wrong, and I apologize if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he'd already gotten in trouble over it, and then got in trouble again. Like after they were already like, "Hey, dude, chill."
No kidding.
Yeah. So yeah, Mark Grace. I get it, but yeah, Mark Grace was he's a singles doubles guy at a premium power position. He led the entire night. He had the most hits of anyone in the 1990s decade. That's like his claim to fame for me. But yeah, I'm not sitting here screaming.
I didn't know that either. But
yeah, that's like a fun fact about Mark Grace. From 1990 until the end of 1999, that decade, he led all Major League Baseball players in hits. I don't know by how many. I just know that that's a fact, and we've investigated it before.
Did he get close to 3,000 or no?
I don't think so. That was just like his
2,400, I think.
Yeah, that was like his prime stretch. Was literally, it just worked out timing wise.
He was part of that ugly. His rookie card was those ugly like 88 Don Russ. Remember them blue border fucking?
Yeah, them like puzzly dudes. Ugh.
God, they were fucking ugly. What an ugly card.
Yeah,
that was random. I know.
Not great though. You're right. I got him. So yeah, the Hall. I mean, we've done full episodes on the Hall of Fame, and we've been doing this show a year now, so 9 more years, and I think Pav and I can be baseball writers and vote on the Hall of Fame, something like that. I don't know. We got to figure out how to be baseball writers, though.
I'd show my card.
Or we're media. We're official. We're media, Pav. That's the rule. You got to do media for 10 years or something, and then you can apply to be a voter or some shit.
Yeah, and then just start writing some bullshit blog.
Well, then we're just not only that, we're gonna vote for nobody. We're gonna vote for Joe fucking Schmo because apparently the worst part about the Hall of Fame process is that you don't have to make your ballot public. You should 1,000,000% have to be held accountable at minimum to the public for your shitty fucking decision making.
Yep.
How is Barry Bonds not in the Hall of Fame? I hate the guy. Not a fan. I don't care that he's not a media darling. He's in the Hall of Fame. Or he's not in the Hall of Fame. David Ortiz is in the Hall of Fame. They both failed, or Ortiz failed the fucking drug test. He failed the same one that Sammy Sosa failed. That's keeping him out. Failed the same fucking test that was an unofficial test. But because David Ortiz is a media darling, he gets in first ballot, no less, which I think he deserves to be in. But the problem is he's 1,000% tainted. I don't care if he's David Ortiz or David Arias. I don't give a fuck. The dude failed the test, and that's just what it is. So you let a guy who's failed in. There's much better players than him that have failed or not failed and just have admitted to doing it that need to be in. So fix it, because I don't get it. It's hypocritical now. Now is it not only a hard thing to get into? Now it's a fucking selective fucking boys club, gentlemen's club, where we have to invite you. Not only do you have to be the best at the game, But if we like you, we'll pick you. And if you weren't quite good enough, Harold, and we like you, we'll get you in anyway.
That is bullshit.
What the
And
fuck?
I hate David Ortiz. I fucking can't stand him. But
to people that really care about baseball, or like people that are big enough fans, or that go as deep with it as we do, that's what pisses you off, is the inconsistencies in the system.
It is
Like,
definitely
you see that it's supposed to be an elite place where the best people are supposed to be, but then you see that there are some questionable people that are in there, and then you see people that are obviously omitted, and that's fine. Okay, you had your reasons to omit them, steroids, whatever, this and that. Okay, well, now the rabbit's out of the hat, the cat's out of the bag, whatever the fuck it is. The Pandora is out of the box. I don't fucking know, but you let somebody in who's tied to steroids. So now that goes out the window. And before that was ever even a fucking thing keeping people out, you got to talk about greenies and amphetamines and all the other shit that they were doing way before we even got to the steroid era of baseball anyway. Humans by nature have always wanted to get an advantage. I mean, we're talking about spider tack 2 fucking years ago. They're always trying to cheat. Astros with the buzzers. I mean, always. Why why is this a thing that's keeping people out of the Hall of Fame? You start this stupid fucking stat war to compare people of eras. You put people in the Hall of Fame to show the best of the eras. Were you just going to have the fucking every elite player from 1995 to 2010 or so not in the Hall of Fame? You're just going to have a big old fucking gap because you want to act like you're important as a fucking baseball writer? No, you're not fucking important. You're fucking shit up. Quit fucking shit up and put the best people in the Hall of Fame. Just do it. Whether you like them or not, get the fuck over yourself and do it. Because I don't like any of them. They're all cheaters. I don't fucking like cheaters. But human nature's to cheat. I get it. I'm glad the Cubs didn't get Correa. Because he's a fucking cheater. And I don't want to have to root for a cheater. Like
fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't like it. But I get it. I fucking understand it. And have I ever thought about cheating? You bet your ass. Have I ever done it? No. And I'm, now I could even, but now like I'm not a competitive person anymore, and I could take steroids and I still don't, just for the simple side effects. Okay, fuck all that. I don't want to enlarge my heart. I mean, maybe you take some testosterone, some human growth hormone, but I don't want to make my heart bigger either. Like nothing about anything that I'm not producing myself. I feel like I don't need. Maybe some testosterone if that ever chills out, but one good leg day, and it doesn't matter anyway. Something about leg day. Well, that'll give you a jolt. Anything else? Anything else with that? What else? What else we got to talk about?
The Cowboys, other than the Cowboys being a fucking embarrassment of the fucking NFL world, I have nothing. It's a sad that they are just as bad as the fucking Bears, and don't tell me they're not. That is a fucking disaster of a franchise. They are just
they're literally
delusional.
like oh my goodness,
they're fucking delusional. I'm sorry, Mike McCarthy's a shit fucking coach.
Hey,
Dak Prescott's a fucking choke artist.
As a Packers fan, I will give it to you. Not a McCarthy fan, never have been, but some of the problems that were key things under the McCarthy era, such as special teams, have become a thing under new Packers coach too. So then there's like, hey, was it all McCarthy? But no, my biggest gripe about McCarthy was, and I don't watch Cowboys football to know this, but anytime the Packers had a fucking lead in the second half, that dude was trying to run the ball 2 out of every 3 downs.
Yeah.
He's a super conservative NFL coach, McCarthy.
And his time management
and you
was
can't,
fucking horrible.
You can't be conservative when you have Aaron fucking Rodgers. You should be the
you
most
got the best.
aggressive dude, foot on the fucking throat killer of a aggressive style of coach. You should be with the guy with that talented. So I don't know, but whatever. I digress. McCarthy, I'm not the biggest fan of him. Thanks for the Super Bowl, coach. Some Bears fans I know haven't ever gotten to experience one of those.
Nope.
So, appreciate that. I got a couple. I got to see a couple, Sorry, Pav. I know you were around for that one. You were around for 85, yeah, Pav, or no?
I was a baby.
Yeah. What year were you born?
84.
Oh, yeah, little baby. Ooh. Hell yeah. You were alive, though. It counts, dude. It fucking counts.
It does.
You can claim it. I'm claiming every Bulls championship, bro.
So
I only remember a couple of them.
One time I bought this Betamax fucking VCR
at a garage sale, and they had a bunch of tapes in there, and there was 2 tapes. There was a recording
of the fucking Super Bowl, the Bears Super Bowl.
How cool is that, though?
I had a
That
Bears.
could only have been recorded one time, bro.
I had a Bears
right?
Super Bowl shirt when I was a kid. It was my grandpa's, and I actually thought it was just a comfortable shirt, and I hated the Bears.
The funny thing about that team is it was like the Cubs were in
2016. That year, everybody knew the Bears were going to win the Super Bowl.
So like they did the fucking Super Bowl shuffle and shit way before they won the Super Bowl, you know? Like they recorded this fucking music video and shit. So it would have been a huge upset if they didn't win the Super Bowl that year. And then they fucking walked everybody. So and what a funny team. They couldn't get it done again. It's funny to be that, like, because they're always included in like top 10 teams ever, right?
Right.
But they couldn't get it done again. That was like the funniest thing with them. But you know, Jim McMahon wasn't that good of a quarterback, right? He was a game manager.
Yeah.
And you had such a good defense and running game that it didn't matter that he wasn't that good of a quarterback.
Well, all right. All I gotta say is it was hilarious to see Zeke get exploded
Just
on the last
fucking
play.
annihilated.
Whatever they were trying to do.
Fuck were they doing?
I don't know. Who cares? Cowboys suck. America's team, my ass.
Oh, they got to retire. They got to that. Not anymore. It's over. They got to
It's
retire
over.
that fucking. That
done.
whole thing is. It's gone.
Get
rid of it.
See you
Start
later.
from scratch.
It's gotta go. The bean sucks. Philadelphia sucks. What else sucks, Pav? Anything else?
It all sucks.
Disagree. Tea's delicious. Italian beefs.
Italian beefs are good.
Italian beefs are terrific. I haven't had one in a while. We gotta get one.
Dude, that's what I had for fucking Christmas dinner.
Let's go,
Yeah.
dude. Italian beefs for Christmas dinner. Only in the Midwest, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We're out. Have a great evening.